Hey there, welcome to week 18 of science. So, we are going to be learning some new things this week. Last week, we did a review of all five different um, sections or units that we previously worked on throughout the year. And throughout the year so far, we've worked on many different things. We've focused on machines, we have talked about states of matter, we've also looked at plants, the life cycle of plants. We've talked about the food chain, and then we finished up right before Christmas with the human body. Well, we're going to go back this week and we're going to focus on the Earth. So, if you have social studies with me, you know that we have taken a look at our world. We've focused on continents, we've focused on oceans, and we've focused on countries. Um, just like in science, when we talk about the plants in the life cycle and food chain, everything we talk about as far as the world goes, uh, oftentimes most things in our world are referred to as resources. What are resources? Well, those are things that you can use to do stuff, to make stuff, or in our case as people, we can use resources to survive. So this week we'll focus on this term called natural resources. Just going off of that first word, natural. If you know it, then you know what we're talking about. If you don't know it, if you took the word natural and broke it down, nature. I know nature. Nature is what's outside. All right. So when we're talking about the word nature, it's outside. So natural means it's coming from outside. It's coming from our earth, coming from our world. Now, when we talk about resources, being that they all come from our earth or our world, we have some that we can keep using and it's always going to be there for us. Then we're going to have some that are not going to always be there. Eventually, we're going to use it all up. So that's talking about renewable and non renewable resources. So things that you can always have, for example, like a piece of paper. Yes, you may run out, but you can always get more. If the store runs out, it can always get more because paper is made from trees. And since we can always grow trees, we can always make sure we have paper. Now, let's say you use coal to heat your house. And that used to be a very common way of heating your home a long time ago. Not so much anymore. Most of us use wood burners or we have a furnace that runs off of natural gas or electricity. Well, coal is something that comes from underneath the ground. We dig it up and we use it. Well, because it comes from the earth, there's a lot of it. But coal does not renew itself. It doesn't grow. It doesn't keep growing. So that means it's non-renewable, meaning once it's gone, it's done. Then we have no more coal. If we don't have coal, right now that's a problem for the world because the world uses coal to help make electricity. That's what we use in power plants. Hopefully, throughout the year, or throughout the years rather, over our lifetime, you will hear different ways to make electricity. And right now there are. And I don't want to go into that right now because I just wanted to introduce what natural resources are and why we have renewable and the problem with non-renewable. But throughout the week, we're also going to learn about this thing called conservation. Now, conservation, conser, con, concert? No, because it was conservation, conserve. Oh, conserve. Conserve means you want to use a little. All right. So if we're conserving, that means we're trying to help to keep those non-renewable resources available to us. So we're also going to learn a little bit about conservation, and you actually already know something about it. It has to do with recycling. So this week we will focus on renewable resources, non-renewable resources, and why it is so important to our environment and to us. Because if we don't have these resources, both renewable and non-renewable, we die. We don't have food. We don't have water because animals and water are renewable. But if something would happen, we could be in trouble. And again, non-renewable, if we don't have that stuff like natural gas, coal, and oil, we won't have heat. And if you don't have a wood burner at home, you know in Pennsylvania it gets pretty cold in the winter. That could actually cause a problem with you being able to stay alive as well. So please go through the work this week. Reach out. Any questions? If you're in school, raise your hand. Otherwise, use chat. I will be in touch with you this week. And let's see what you can learn about natural resources.